You're watching News 24 Live. BBC's iconic motoring show Top Gear has just announced a new host for the next season. It's BBC's Radio 2 Chris Evans. I'm joined in studio by Sean Parker from Wheels 24. He's going to tell us a bit more about this chap. Sean, thanks very much for joining us today.
Morning, Nick. How's it going?
Good, thanks, and you?
Fine, thanks.
So Chris Evans, he well-known radio personality in the UK. He has hosted a motoring show called Drive Time. Do you think this is a suitable replacement for Jeremy Clarkson?
I think that finding a replacement for Jeremy Clarkson could be compared to finding a replacement for Sir Alex Ferguson when he left Manchester United. You know, it was always going to be large boots to fill, and I think that the BBC or the Beeb as they're known, they've made a good appointment. I think that Chris Evans is very, very popular. He hosts a breakfast radio show. So he's got broad appeal, and he's a car nut, which is an important sort of factor. I think they've made a good decision. Let's see, when he gets going and who his two partners will be, his co-hosts. But I think that this appointment is good. I think it's a good one.
Okay, now before we get into some of the social media reaction to this announcement, yes, that was going to be my next question. So co-hosts, it's not going to be Hammond and May. Are they following Clarkson wherever he might end up? What's the sort of dynamic with the co-hosts?
Yeah, that's the big sort of news that we are all waiting for the next couple of weeks, next couple of months. By the looks of things, it doesn't seem as if as if Hammond and May will be going back to the show. The trio have just finished a live show in South Africa, in Johannesburg, and I think that's where they're going to focus a lot of the energy for the next for the foreseeable future. That's a lucrative gig, and it obviously brings them very, very close to their fans all around the world. So they're going to Australia next, and they're going to a couple of other locations. So for the time being, Chris Evans is the only sort of host at the moment for Top Gear. James May and Hammond have been busy, doing things but yeah, I don't see them going back to Top Gear. Top Gear was Clarkson, Hammond and May. That the dynamic worked so well that for one of the three not to be there, I think is just not going to be. It's not going to be the same.
Well, the three former hosts do seem a little bit lost since they left Top Gear. James May has been doing this thing called Unemployment Tube, some weird cooking shows. As we know, Hammond does do a lot of his own stuff, his own little sort of fun dockies and that. Jeremy Clarkson, his future. I mean, he has been offered a couple of sort of contracts in other countries to host motoring shows. Where do you see him ending up?
There was speculation after the announcement that he was going to be leaving that Netflix in the US was thinking about signing up to do a motoring show.
It's such high-profile guys. I doubt they will ever be out of work. I guess the question is, will the show be the same or better? Can it sort of maintain the legacy?
I think that judging from our readers, sort of comments on the article, they sort of disagree. They say that the Top Gear was embodied by the trio, and with Chris Evans there, they just say it's not going to be the same. That's obviously a very subjective view, and we'd have to also wait for the new season to come out. Obviously, once the season, sort of like their last season has been shown. But I definitely look. The Top Gear for the BBC was a cash cow. Whether they can keep that up remains to be seen. But they're obviously going to try. I mean, the BBC is things sort of like move on, and no one's bigger than the BBC. And Clarkson, found that out.
Well, on that note, let's have a look at what the public are saying. Wheels 24 reader Nicholas Biggs, as far as I'm concerned, Top Gear is over. Clarkson and the boys were the show. And then, let's just read Chris Evans' first tweet when he heard of the announcement. First tweet is, new Top Gear host, I would like to say Jeremy, Richard and James are the greatest, and no, I'm not leaving the R2 breakfast show. Then James May responded, best of luck to Chris Evans and the future of Top Gear. That's a ballsy call, frankly, and to be admired. So all being very diplomatic there.
Yeah.
Motoring journalist Chris Harris, well known in those circles. Big news from the Beeb. Very best of luck to Chris Evans. Still don't know how on earth they can follow the other three. So yeah, big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Look, it's. I think that everyone is emphasizing, you know, the three of them. So it's going to make it difficult for for everyone else and for Chris Evans to come in. But yeah, I'm going to support it, and I think that the many sort of like millions of viewers will also do it.